Everybody, I'm Brian Julius. I'm the Chief Content Officer for Enterprise DNA. And in the coming days and weeks, we're going to be bringing you a whole series of announcements of new technologies, initiatives, partnerships, projects, content, a major makeover of our website, and a whole series of other innovations that we're bringing to you for 2022. But today, what I wanted to talk about was the first in our series of technology partnerships. And we're really excited about this because we think that it is something that's going to bring a lot of value to our members. And it's really focused on technologies and services that we think are the best in class, not just from our own research, but from actual use. These are products that we at Enterprise DNA, we use ourselves, we're very familiar with, and we have really come to believe are the best of their type out there. And so what we want to do through this technology partnership is to bring our members really three main benefits. The first of which is identifying those best in class technologies and services. The second is customized training. So these products and services are going to be things that are going to be a focal point for us for content development over the course of the year by our expert team, by myself, by Sam Mackay, our CEO, and also by the developers and the service providers themselves. That we've developed strong relationships with people who are actually putting out this technology, and they are going to be doing some custom webinars, some custom videos for us in terms of how to best use their technologies and take advantage of these great products. And the third thing is that through the technology partnerships, we're going to be providing discounts to our members. And we're going to make these great products and services available to you at a lower cost. And in some cases, depending on kind of the extent of the purchase, perhaps in an enterprise work situation, that discount may in and of itself be enough to significantly or even fully or more offset the cost of your membership. So we really see this as a win-win for ourselves, for our members, and for the technology partners that we're developing these agreements and relationships with in terms of getting their technologies out to a bigger and broader audience. So the first one that we're gonna focus on is Zebra BI, and many of you may be familiar with their visuals. They have a set of 3 custom visuals that are absolutely amazing in terms of what you can do with them and the way in which they improve upon the native visuals. So let's take a jump into Power BI and take a look at exactly what they do, how they work, and why we think they're so good. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you is a new tool that Zebra BI has come out with called the chart selector. And this is a free tool that they have that one of the things that it shows really well is that despite the fact that they have just 3 custom visuals, so one called Zebra BI Charts, one called Zebra BI Tables, and then a new one that just came out at the end of calendar 2021 called Zebra BI Cards. Despite just 3 visuals, you can actually produce 36 separate visualization types from those 3 visuals. And what this chart selector does is it tells you kind of based on the type of visualization you want to do and then the structure of that visualization, whether it's time-based, whether it's categorically based, whether it's using small multiples. And the small multiples that Zebra BI has incorporated are far more powerful and flexible and configurable than the small multiple that's now native to Power BI. And so if we just jump into one of these, like the variance chart, one of the things that's really cool here is that it shows you not just what the visual is and gives you examples of it, but then actually through animated GIFs in the report itself shows you how to create the visualization. And one of the things I know from my own use of this is that there's a tremendous amount of configurability and customization that you can do, but it's really pretty intuitive, and that it all follows kind of a very discernible pattern. So once you learn how to do a couple of the Zebra BI visualizations, the rest of them become quite similar in terms of setting up and customizing. So we can go back and take a look at another one. Here we've got a multiple on extended charts, and these are combinations of different layouts that they've got available. And so this is just in general a really good guide if you're starting off with their visualizations in terms of the type you want to create and then how to do it. And they have extensive videos on basically each of the three custom visuals. But let me just jump in and show you one that really, I think, illustrates what you can do with this. And this is just a standard dashboard I think they found online, and it's not terrible. I think all of us have probably created something very similar at some point in our Power BI careers. But if you look at this, it does a lot in terms of providing different visualizations and the ability to filter and to analyze. But if you look at this, it doesn't really tell you how is this business doing. And you really have to look and kind of dig through and try to figure out, okay, is it performing above expectation, below expectation? What are the problem spots? And if we go into the redesign, and they will take you through in their training and visuals exactly how they do these redesigns. But this is the same report redesigned using Zebra BI visuals. And I think this is an amazing transformation in the sense that you can look at this right away and know so much about what's going on with the business. So right away, you can see that sales are down 1.1 million below plan, 4.7%. And what they've got throughout the visualizations, which I really like, is the ability to put your conclusions and your recommendations right up front in custom comments, and that you can make these custom comments. I mean, these are just placeholders right here, but you can make these custom comments the equivalent of smart narratives so that they are dynamic based on the content of the report, so that the client or the manager who's looking at this report, they don't have to go slicing through and digging through the report to figure out what the conclusions are. They're right up front. And you can take a look at this and you can immediately see, okay, March is way above plan, and you can then take a look at the months that are below plan, and these all show up in tooltips. You can go through and filter based on any element within the report. And one of the things that is really flexible with these in terms of being able to look at the small multiples and see, for example, that the home is one of the top contributors to the positive results that we're seeing in the business. And then if you want, you can basically, through these small multiples, you can actually right click and drill through. And you can just take and drill through to the details page. And this then will show you in terms of locations, that clearly you can see that, on the other hand, July is way down. You can look down here and see the actual contributions to the overall sales, and then the deviation from plan. Tooltips contain a lot of information about actual plan, deviation from plan, gross margin. And then if we look over here, again, we can see by district kind of which which districts are the real problems in terms of deviation from plan. And then down here we can see category. And this again gets, to the kind of the power of the small multiples. And what we can do here is actually click and drill through in these small multiples. And these small multiples actually, you can see from the tooltip, actually have a drill through capability to them into a details page. But I'm going to hold off and show you that in the next example. So the next example I want to show you is the cards visual, and this one really blew me away when I saw it in December. And what we have here is kind of the standard Power BI card that Zebra BI refers to as the big annoying numbers. And the reason is because these as your standard cards don't have any real context to them. It gives you the call out of the metric, but nothing beyond that. And so if you take a look now at what you can do with Zebra BI cards, you can provide kind of an enormous range of information, all configurable just within the card itself. And kind of hearkening back to what I said before about comments, you've got these comments that you can associate with a given data point within the card. You've got a lot of context here in terms of the metric relative to prior year, relative to plan. And so, if we look here, this one, we're doing quite well relative to prior year, and we're above where we expect to be with regard to plan. But in the second card, what we can see is while the metric relative to prior year is really good, we're way down relative to plan. And one of the great things we can do in these cards is we can actually drill through right from the cards. And so we can take and drill through this card right into the KPI details and really take a deep dive look at what's driving that deviation from plan. So we can see here, tablets are way underperforming, vegetables are way underperforming in the basic category, and we can really dig deep, much deeper than we could in a standard card. So if we go back, we can take a look, and there's a whole bunch of other things you can do here in terms of you can look at your KPIs in a row-based rather than a card-based way. You can change the Sparkline visuals to any type of visual within the Zebra BI suite. There's all sorts of dynamic scaling options for making cards more comparable to each other and looking at results. You can create bullet charts, simplified bullet charts to just provide some additional visual relative to the context. You can turn off the charts entirely. You can bookmark any of these settings, and so create buttons and navigation options that change the nature of what the user is seeing based on either the story you want to tell or selections they make. So there's a tremendous amount of, as a customization and tailoring that you can do in these cards. And we'll definitely delve into that in future videos and training. But one of the things I wanted to show just real quick is that these are visuals that we ourselves are using, and this is my my data challenge entry for challenge number 16, and it was a report that we were challenged to develop based on some actual data from a consulting firm. And so what I did here is use the Zebra BI Waterfall to show how the decisions made on rate setting were actually causing major shortfalls in terms of what the firm could have been realizing in terms of earnings relative to what they did realize. And then what I did is a series of tooltips that were breakdowns by different granularity, by different metrics. And these really tell a very detailed story about the performance of the firm. Very accessible, dynamic within the context of the report, and kind of using a whole bunch of different visualization types within the Zebra BI suite. So just wanted to demonstrate that, as I said, these are tools that we are using, that we're really developing our own internal solutions based on. And so really encourage you to dig into these, to take a look. As I say, we will be posting a lot of content with regard to our technology partners. We want to thank Zebra BI for being a great partner in this. Look forward to a really fruitful and productive partnership, and one that really benefits our members. And so hope you've enjoyed this quick overview of this technology partnership and just generally where we think we're headed with this overall in 2022. So look forward to your comments, and as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.